Hello, I'm Paul LaRoche. This week on Hidden Heritage, we're going to take a look at wildlife management and hunting. Over the years, I have observed what I believe is an outstanding wildlife management program on our reservation. Join us now as we take a look at how and why this program stands out on the great northern plains of rural America. One of our great chiefs once said, "Observe the animals. They are the innocent ones, the truthful ones who follow obediently as the Creator intended." The old Lakota learned many life lessons by observing the animals. Upon hearing these words for the first time, it became clear to me the respect the Lakota had for the animal world, a respect that is still present to this day.
Our program is responsible for managing the fish and wildlife resources that are on the reservation. And so that consists of managing game species so that there's a huntable population. It's monitoring harvest. It's doing population surveys. We're stocking dams for fishing opportunity. We create access to the Missouri River, so boat ramps, fishing docks, that kind of thing. And we also do a lot of work to increase hunter opportunity. And so we have a walk-in hunting program. We have specialty hunts for big game. We have guided hunts for waterfowl. And we really strive to provide a high-quality hunting area and balance that with very progressive wildlife management techniques. Quite a long time ago, the Corps of Engineers managed the recreation areas and access areas. And a lot of those areas became silted in and unusable. And so we've been developing new areas and putting in new boat ramps, developing picnicking areas, restroom facilities, basketball courts, more outdoor recreation type places at various places up and down our shoreline. Fishing takes place not only in the Missouri River, but on many small impoundments within the reservation. We stock some of these small impoundments with bluegill, largemouth bass, perch, mainly game species. I think what most people probably take away from hunting here is that they get to know us on an individual level. And so a lot of hunters will call in and they'll ask for one of us by name, somebody that they had met years ago and somebody that they come in and talk to, repeatedly, by stopping in our office or picking up the phone. People ask for suggestions on how to hunt a certain species or where to go, what time of year. And we always make time to give people the best advice that we can when they come to the reservation to hunt. The reservation, it's pretty diverse in its habitat and the topography that's here. It ranges from pretty rough river breaks, and then as you move away from the river, it kind of transforms into kind of a gently rolling prairie. Primarily rangeland, but there is some agriculture on the reservation, and it seems to be a really nice mix of agriculture and native habitats that provide a really rich environment for wildlife to thrive in. Agriculture is primarily row crop like corn, and then small grains such as winter wheat. The crops that are found here provide good broodering habitat during the summertime, good food sources for wildlife during the winter, migratory waterfowl that come through here, have a lot of food to eat that's on the ground that's considered waste to the farming practices. But there's just a really good mix of row crop, small grains, and then native habitats. Some of the game species that we manage here are big game species such as bison, elk, mule deer, whitetail deer, and pronghorn. Native upland bird species like prairie chicken and sharp-tailed grouse, wild turkey, and pheasants, are quite abundant here. Right? There's about 220,000 acres of land on the reservation, and of that, the tribe has jurisdiction and licensing authority on about 170,000 acres. Well, the Lower Brule Reservation, it's one of the most beautiful areas in South Dakota. It's nestled along the Missouri River breaks. We have a big, beautiful reservoir that makes up one of our borders. We're easy to get to, we're easy to find, and in terms of wildlife hunting opportunity, there's probably no place that's any better.
Come along as we journey back into Native America and join the hunting expeditions of my son Shane and his friends. My interests and ambitions for big game hunting faded many years ago, but I was proud to see my son Shane developing the traditional hunting skills and ways of the old days. For my son, the bow and arrow has become the weapon of choice, with the traditional longbow used whenever possible. It is not uncommon to have an occasional visit by an eagle or a red-tailed hawk. The eagle, soaring higher than all other winged creatures, was considered the messenger to the Creator. To this day, eagle feathers are used for ceremonial purposes and handled with great care and respect. Guided hunts are offered seasonally as Shane and his friend Chris Estes, also a member of the Lower Brule Sioux tribe of South Dakota, lend their expertise and skills to a wide variety of visiting hunters from across the country. Big game hunts on the reservation include buffalo, elk, white-tailed deer, mule deer, and antelope. Some of Shane's big game hunts off the reservation include bear, moose, mountain lion, and mountain goat. In the old days, Tatanka, or the buffalo, provided all the needs for survival for the Lakota people. Every part of the animal was used for survival needs, whether it was food, clothing, medicine, or shelter. So close was the bond between the Lakota and the buffalo that it was referred to as the Brotherhood. To this day, there is an understanding between the Lakota and the buffalo. The buffalo will know when it is time to give his life over to the humans. In return, a prayer to the Creator is offered, giving thanks for the cycle of life. A small amount of tobacco is placed upon the earth, signifying the balance between the two-leggeds and the four-leggeds. Then the singing of an honor song to ask the great mystery for a safe journey home for our relative. This is a distinction unique to a hunt with some indigenous who still maintain the old ways, a practice all too often overlooked in the mainstream. Mitakoyasi. We are all related. We are related to all things, the four-legged, the winged ones, the finned ones, and the crawling, the trees, the earth, the air, the water, rocks, and plants. All things are connected. Whatever befalls the earth, befalls the children of the earth. Chief Seattle. Welcome back to Hidden Heritage. Join us as I travel with my son to northern Manitoba for our annual father-son hunting expedition. This year, we return to the Setting Lake area to meet up with our guide, Dean McCulloch, to set up my son for a bear hunt.
I'm Dean McCulloch, Muskeg Country Outfitters up here in northern Manitoba. We offer a professional bear hunt, fully guided out in a tent camp up on the Grassy River in the Setting Lake area. We've got approximately a small 300 square miles. We only take about 10 bear hunters a year.
I've watched my son grow into a good hunter. I'm proud of the way he uses the traditional ways of the Lakota. Even though I have not hunted myself in years, my son has asked me to join him, even if it's only shooting with the camera. We have made a father-son tradition out of our annual hunting expedition up into the far reaches of Canada. I believe for every hunter, it is the freedom of the great outdoors, the disconnect from the normal pace of life. Like on the reservation, time slows down. You clear your mind. You find that rare moment of clarity when life's answers come to you. Like in the days of old, you connect with the earth. And that's a good thing. It's a spiritual thing. One of our great chiefs once said, "Observe the animals and see how they follow obediently as the Creator has intended." Upon hearing those words for the first time, I realized that the Lakota and all the indigenous have a respect for the animal world that is still there to this present day. Stay tuned as we return with our final musical segment, Brule, live from Mount Rushmore.